On va commencer, je vais vous demander de vous asseoir. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I declare this 2016 convocation ceremony for the Executive MBA offered in China officially open. It's my pleasure to welcome you today to our university. Let me introduce myself. I am Benoît Bazoge, Associate Dean of International Relations at ESG UQAM, and I'll be your Master of Ceremonies for today. Dear guests, I would ask you to please stand. And now let's welcome our graduating students from the China University of Mining and Technology, followed by distinguished guests who will honor us with their presence at this graduation ceremony. I now have the pleasure to introduce our guest of honor. I will ask you to please save your applause for the end. The Consul for Education of the People's Republic of China, Mrs. Suli Yan. UQAM Vice Rector of Academic Life, Mr. René Côté. The Dean of ESG of UQAM, Mr. Stéphane Palage. The Vice Dean of the China University of Mining and Technology, Mr. Li Qin-chun. The Director of International Affairs of the China University of Mining and Technology, Mr. James Wang. Professor of the Department of Management and Technology at ESG, Professor Prosper Bernard. As well, Mr. Henri-Paul Normandin, Director, Office of the International Relations of the City of Montreal, which is back there. Applaudissons chaleureusement nos invités d'honneur, s'il vous plaît. I'd like to welcome among us alumni from the Executive MBA program. Welcome to the alumni as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand again for the national anthem of the People's Republic of China, which will be followed by the national anthem of Canada. And the anthem of Canada now. You may now sit down. So I now turn to UQAM Vice Rector of Academic Life, Mr. René Coté, to say a few words.
Mrs. Suli Yan, Consul for Education of the People's Republic of China, distinguished guests, colleagues from the CUMT and UQAM, professors, lecturers, employees, parents, friends, and graduates. I am delighted to welcome you today at the Université du Québec à Montréal. More than 10,000 kilometers separate Quebec from the Asian continent. But in recent years, UQAM and China have made every effort to bridge the distance. We have seen our agreement multiply through UQAM's missions to China and Chinese missions to Quebec. Our relationships expand and our connections solidify and deepen. Today, student exchanges between China and UQAM are on the rise. Excellent Sino-Quebec projects are emerging, such as the Quebec office in Shanghai, directed by one of our brightest graduates, Jean-François Lépine. And for the first time, a Chinese company soon will be funding a research chair at our university. So the China-UQAM collaboration is not simply wishful thinking. It's real, vital, and thriving. We have evidence of this every day, here today, while we honor a new cohort of Chinese students enrolled in the ESG-UQAM Executive MBA program. These graduates have studied in, I'm not sure of this pronunciation, but Suzhou, Shanghai, and Suzhou. I'm confused about it too. The three cities where the UQAM program have been offered since 1999, thanks to an agreement with the China University of Mining and Technology. Graduates, you are the embodiment of a rich and fruitful international partnership. Thank you for choosing ESG-UQAM Executive MBA program. We believe that UQAM's knowledge and training benefit from being shared overseas and across borders. The degree you're receiving today reflects the positive impact of the internationalization of universities. And of course, your degree also testifies to your own qualities of determination, talent, and perseverance. Higher education is a challenge in itself, a project that requires hours of works and sacrifice. You have accomplished that brilliantly, while at the same time pursuing a demanding career. Congratulations. You can be proud of your achievement, and we are proud of your achievement. Let me conclude with my wish for you. As you know, we live in the age that presents us with a seemingly endless flow of issues to confront and resolve together. In recent months, you have been exposed to high-level training that is unique, comprehensive, and recognized around the world. I hope that the knowledge and skills you have acquired will not only enable you to achieve your career goals, but also encourage you to contribute to building a more sustainable, just, and innovative world. Once again, congratulations and the best of luck in your future careers. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cote. I now invite the Director of the International Relations Office of the City of Montreal, Mr. Normandin, to come and say a few words.
Distinguished representatives and guests, ladies and gentlemen, bonjour, good morning, 大家好啊。我非常高兴今天在这儿代表蒙特利尔市参加这个毕业典礼啊。Et merci à l'Université du Québec à Montréal pour l'invitation à la Ville de Montréal de participer à cette cérémonie ce matin. 祝贺你们啊 Congratulations for all the work that you have done and that leads you to your presence here for this graduation ceremony today. 第二，祝贺广大和 Université du Québec à Montréal. Congratulations to the two universities for having put together this training program, which leads to this graduation with a bright young cohort of Chinese who are ready to contribute not only to their country, but also to the development of the relationship between Canada, Quebec, Montreal, and China. 我原来在加拿大驻华大使馆工作 and in the 1980s, I saw the first cooperation projects between Canadian, Quebec, and universities from Montreal with China. Some 25, 30 years later, I'm very pleased to see the level of maturity in that relationship between the universities and particularly the Université du Québec à Montréal and Chinese University. 你们可能知道，蒙特利尔和中国的关系和联系现在正在扩大得很快呀。去年呢，我们市长德尼卡戴尔先生去了中国，去了5个城市，北京、上海、广州、深圳，也去了香港啊。2个星期以前呢，中国总理李克强先生到蒙特利尔来过访问了。也中国的公司在蒙特利尔越来越多。So when we look at all these signs, we can see that the relationship between Montreal and Chinese cities and Montreal and China is growing very rapidly, and this for the benefit of everybody. And this at a time also where cities are called to play an increasingly important role on the world scene. Cities used to be focused on local issues, but more and more, cities now and big cities address global issues like climate change and so on. And that is why, in this context, Montreal, I was going to say Montpellier, Montreal plays a leadership role in the international scene, working with cities. Our mayor is the president of Metropolis, the World Association of Major Cities, which includes several Chinese cities, 21. And in this context, this cooperation between cities is playing an increasingly important role in the relationship between China and Canada. 那么现在你们自己也可以参加这个合作 Montreal 和中国的合作 You can bring your own contributions to the relationship between Montreal and China. So we hope to see you often in Montreal. 欢迎经常到 Montreal 来呀 Once again, 再一次祝贺你们 We wish you all the best in your future undertakings, and future undertakings which we hope will include Montreal. 最后，为了 Montreal 和中国的友谊 ，one one's way. 谢谢大家。
Merci, Monsieur Normandin. Monsieur Normandin, unfortunately, has to leave due to other commitments this morning, so please excuse him, and thanks again. I now have the pleasure to invite ESG Dean, Mr. Stéphane Palage, to say a few words.
Mrs. Suli Yan, Council of the People's Republic of China, Mr. René Coté, Vice Rector of the University of Quebec in Montreal, Mr. Li Xingxun, Vice Dean of the China University of Mining and Technologies Business School, dear members of the delegation of the China University of Mining and Technology, dear colleagues, dear friends, dear graduates. Today is your day. This ceremony marks the turning point, an important turning point in your life. Americans call this a commencement ceremony for a very good reason. It does not mark an end, but a beginning. Today, we celebrate your achievements as well as all the possible roads that suddenly open to you. They are as large and numerous as you want them to be. You have the means to change inefficient behavior around you. Do it. You have the tools to design the future. Do it. Be a hero to your kids, to your friends, to yourself, and to your country. Do it. Another life begins here, and believe me, life after the MBA is worth living. You may wonder why we dress in robes to give you your diplomas. Well, this moment is sacred and full of pride. We dress in the colors of our alma maters. Mine are the tartan colors of Andrew Carnegie's Scotland, which he left to Carnegie Mellon's University. We do this to remind you and to remind us never, ever to compromise with excellence. If you found it easy to arrive here, there would be no pride and no reward. My friends, you enter a network of people that will be your most valuable asset. Make sure you connect to those alumni who were sitting in this room last year and the year before. A network is worth nothing without connections. Be active in that network. Make yourself known to your peers. Help both your schools to build stronger ties with their alumni. Together, we represent an incredible force if we all connect the dots. I have the pleasure to be the dean of a very large business school, the biggest in Canada, in fact, with 15,000 students, 300 professors, and 300 lecturers. ESG is the largest gathering of brains in the fields of business, economics, urban planning, and tourism studies in North America. Our 90,000 alumni are spread in many countries, 10,000 of them for the Executive MBA program only. ESG UCAM's Executive MBA program is offered in 12 countries. China, of course, with the CUMT, France with Paris Dauphine, but also Peru, Poland, Vietnam, Mexico, Tunisia, the Dominican Republic, Cameroon, Mali, Algeria, and of course, Canada. All of you are part of that network. Our Executive MBA, the EMBA, was the first Canadian program to be accredited in China. Thanks to Dr. Prosper Bernard's visionary efforts, ESG is the oldest Canadian business school present in China. While it certainly takes two to tango, ESG and CUMT have been incredible partners over the years. Mr. Vice Dean, I am thrilled to welcome you to Montreal. May this university be your home away from home. My friends, it is an honor to speak in front of you today. I am proud of what you have accomplished on your way to this podium. So are your directors and your rector and your vice dean. So is your family. In the road ahead, remember to make the most of every day. Don't hesitate to dream. The world lacks dreamers. Make sure your dreams do come alive, though. I wish you success. I wish you happiness. I wish you never, ever to get bored. If you happen not to have fun in your work, view this as a sign to seek another adventure. My friends, I will conclude this speech with the only appropriate word, bravo.
Thank you, Mr. Palage. And now let's welcome Mr. Li Qinchun, Vice Dean of the School of Management of the China University of Mining and Technology, for a few words.
尊敬的各位女士、先生们，大家上午好。
Respectful leaders, professors, students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
今天我非常荣幸地参加魁北克大学举办的中国矿业大学与加拿大魁北克大学2016届联合培养 MBA 毕业典礼。
Today, I'm very honored to attend the graduation ceremony of the 7th cohort MBA students of our joint program between UQAM and CUMT.
首先，请允许我代表中国矿业大学管理学院，向魁北克大学及其管理学院表示感谢，谢谢你们为本次毕业典礼所做的精心筹备。
First of all, please allow me to express heartfelt thanks to all the teachers and staff of UQAM on behalf of School of Management of CUMT. Thank you for the careful preparation of the graduation ceremony.
向出席典礼的魁北克大学副校长考特博士、商学院院长普拉吉博士、商学院副院长巴兆基博士、MBA 中心主任卡科莫博士以及中加 MBA 项目协调人伯纳德教授表示崇高的敬意，谢谢你们对本项目的辛勤付出。向中国驻蒙特利尔总领事馆领事严淑丽女士、蒙特利尔市国际关系办公室主任诺麦丁先生对我们中加合作项目给予的关心和支持表示真诚的谢意。
Then I want to express my highest respect to Vice Director of UQAM, Yini Kota, and the Dean of Business School, Dr. Stefan Palage, and Vice Dean of Business School, Dr. Bernard Bazoj, Director of MBA Center, Dr. Guy Kukumo, and Coordinator of this program, Dr. Prosper Bernard. Thank you for the patience and hard work and paid for this program. Then I show my sincere thanks to Council for Education of People's Republic of China, Mrs. Yan Su Li, and the Director of International Relations Office in Montreal City, Henry Paul Normandin, for your kind support for the program.
向 来自中国矿业大学国际交流处副处长王文杰先生表示感谢，向不远万里来到中国授课的江方各位老师，以及为本项目付出辛勤努力的江方工作人员表示衷心的感谢，向通过勤奋学习即将取得 MBA 学位的19名学员表示热烈的祝贺。
Next, I grateful acknowledge long-term support from Vice Director of International Department of CUMT James Wang. After that, I also want to express my heartfelt thanks to all the Canadian professors who traveled to China to teach and all the Canadian staff who work hard to manage the program. Finally, I extend our sincere congratulations on 19 MBA students who will obtain degrees today through 2 years diligent study.
具有107年办学历史的中国矿业大学，为促进国际交流，引进国际教育先进理念和方法，充分利用国外教育资源，提高人才培养质量和努力达到国际先进水平，正在积极同包括魁北克大学在内的国际知名高校进行合作办学。
To promote international educational exchanges, learn from the advanced concepts of international education, and fully use of foreign educational resources and improve the quality of teaching to achieve international level. China University of Mining and Technology, with 107 years history, is actively conducting more cooperation with internationally renowned universities, including UQAM, in running international organizations and joint programs.
2000年，我校与加拿大魁北克大学签署了联合培养 MBA 协议，并于2003年得到中华人民共和国教育部的正式批准。从此，魁北克大学商学院与中国矿业大学管理学院正式合作举办 MBA 教育项目。经过双方真诚的合作，彼此信任，及时沟通和协调，在我们共同的努力下，10几年来，为中国江浙沪地区培养了一批国际化工商管理高级人才。
Our university and UQAM signed the first agreement of MBA program in 2000 and received the formal approval of the Ministry of Education in 2003. From then on, the joint MBA program has cultivated a group of international-oriented business management personnel in Jiangsu Province, Zhejiang Province, and Shanghai area through mutual trust, timely communication, and friendly cooperation.
今天我们来到魁北克大学，我们见证2016届中加 MBA 项目的毕业典礼，我们为你们各位感到骄傲和自豪。
Today, we witness the graduation of the 7th cohort MBA students. We're very proud of you.
在学习期间，同学们不仅广博群书，为自己打下坚实的理论基础，而且在不断的实践过程中锻炼和提高自己，把在课堂上所学的管理知识应用到企业的实际运作中，为企业开拓国际市场、引进外资和先进的管理经验，提高中国企业的国际竞争力做出了贡献。
During the study period, extensive reading laid the theoretical foundation for the students. To improve themselves within the process of continuous practice, they put what they have learned in the classroom to the actual operation of the enterprise. They explore the international market and introduce the foreign capital to their enterprise. They have made great contributions on enhancing international competitiveness of China's companies.
项目双方定期开展不同国家学员之间的交流，增进了相互了解、交流经验、互通信息，寻求合作发展机会，这对两国的经济发展起到了积极的作用。
UQAM and CUMT regularly carry out exchanges between students from different countries to enhance mutual understanding. They shared professional experience, exchanged the latest information, and seek opportunities to cooperate, which had a positive effect on the economic development of both sides.
今年中加联合培养 MBA 项目第7批共89名学员圆满毕业。 其中今天有19位学员不远万里来到加拿大魁北克大学参加毕业典礼，并将获得 MBA 学位。希望各位学员传承中加友谊，站在更广阔的平台上，开创美好的未来，实现自己所追求的价值，更好地承担社会责任。
This year, 89 students of the 7th cohort of the program will successfully graduate. And this time, 19 students of them traveled distance to UQAM to obtain the MBA degrees. I hope you can stand on a higher platform to create a better future so that you could realize the values you pursued and better return to the society.
最后，希望中国矿业大学与加拿大魁北克大学的 MBA 教育合作项目健康持续发展，成为中外教育合作的典范，为培养更多更好的国际化高级工商管理人才做出出色的贡献。期待双方在未来有更多更新的合作项目。
Finally, I hope this joint MBA program between CUMT and UQAM will continue in healthy and sustainable development. I wish it could become a classical model of educational cooperation for training more and better international MBA talents. I sincerely desire that our two universities will have more cooperations in the future.
祝2016届中加 MBA 学员工作顺利，前程似锦，在蒙特利尔市 开心，祝双方进一步合作圆满成功，祝在座的各位身体健康，好运连连。谢谢大家。
Dear all the students who will graduate today, please accept my best wishes for your work and success in the future. Enjoy your stay in Montreal, and I wish everybody good health and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chin Chun. And now, the academic coordinator of the SG Executive MBA offered in China, Professor Prosper Bernard, will share a few words with us.
女士们、先生们，我的朋友们，亲爱的同学们，亲爱的校友们，欢迎来到 Montreal， 欢迎来到 Quebec Montreal 大学。Welcome to ESG UQAM, the largest business school in Canada. 它是你们的家，它是你们的大学，我的家就是你们的家。中国和加拿大距离很远，但是中国就在我的心里。Montreal 是美丽的地方，然而它比上海、苏州、苏州、北京小得多。我很高兴我的太太那两天一起来到了这里。我知道 MBA 并不容易 ，MBA 很难，非常难。我恭喜你们获得了 MBA 的学位。因为中国矿业大学 China University of Mining and Technology 苏州和因为共产党政府为开办这个 CMT UQAM MBA 的项目，因为我想增加中国和加拿大、中国和Quebec、苏州和Quebec的UEA 业务，我会说法语、英语、西班牙语、葡萄牙语，我不能说太普通话。对年轻的教授，同我来说普通话很难，非常难，对不起。Because of Dr. Norman Betchum, known in China as Bai Chowen, Canada and China are strong friends. Last month, our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, started a meeting with Chairman Xi by referring to Norman Betjeman, just like his father had done 43 years before when Prime Minister Trudeau met Chairman Mao. Before going to China in 1938, Norman Betjeman lived not far from this location in Montreal. He was born in Ontario, but in fact he was from Montreal. He was a medical doctor, professor at McGill, then he became a surgeon at Hôpital Sacré-Cœur, many, many years before our colleague Dr. DeMarto became the general manager of that hospital. In the before, Betjeman was born in Ontario, as I said, but he was really from this location. In the 1930s, Betjeman was promoting throughout Canada free universal health care for all Canadians. Partly because of him, we got it 35 years later. You have finished the MBA program. Now you will continue to learn day after day. Remember what I told you. Successful people have dreams. Successful people look at the world from a different point of view. When I bring Canadians to China, I tell them to look at Canada with the eyes of a Chinese person to understand our relationship. Some foreigners, including some Canadians, criticize China. I tell them you should come and see the development. Just taking one example out of many, China was able to bring out of poverty 600 million people in 25 years. I do not know any other country that has achieved that except China. China is the second trading partner for Quebec and the second trading partner for Canada. Last week, in fact, our Prime Minister Trudeau and Premier Lee decided to fix an objective to double the trade before year 2025. This is a big objective, and to start negotiation on the free trade agreement between China and Canada, which we should get eventually. Before 2021, China will be the first economy of the world, passing the United States of America, my other country. Megwo, as you say. This is not new. China was the first economy of the world until 1839, when it was the victim of aggression and the war that led to the Treaty of Humiliation and 106 years of foreign aggression that ended September 9, 1945. Il y a 25 ans, peu de gens ici croyaient à la Chine. J'y ai cru. C'est pourquoi, avec l'aide du Parti communiste, du gouvernement de Suzhou, j'ai développé une relation particulière avec le Suzhou et avec le CIMT. Un ancien recteur de l'UQAM m'a dit un jour en un événement tragique, « Ton problème, c'est que tu as cru à la Chine avant nous. Tu avais raison, tu avais une vision. » Oui, en effet, comme le disait le doyen, en 2003, nous avons été la première université canadienne accréditée en Chine par le Conseil d'État de la République populaire de Chine pour les MBA. Nous avons renouvelé l'entente ou l'accréditation en 2013 avec les félicitations du ministère de l'Éducation de Chine. J'ai réussi, grâce au Parti communiste, au gouvernement de Suzhou, à recréer les liens traditionnels qui unissaient le Suzhou et le Québec jusqu'au 1er octobre 1949, jour de la libération. L'UQAM est connu en Chine, en particulier par l'excellence du MBA avec le CIMT, et à cause des professeurs de plusieurs universités que Dr. Plaisant et moi avons reçus au MBA, au postdoctorat, de l'UQAM. À cause de notre présence en Chine, j'ai fait venir ici plusieurs étudiants de d'autres disciplines, dans disciplines diverses. Our professors went to China to teach you business people, executive MBA participants. However, they have learned a lot from you. This will help on their teaching in Montreal and will improve the relationship between our two nations. I believe that professors have an impact. International education leads to friendship. Friendship leads to relationship. Guanxi, as they say in China. Guanxi leads to business. I do know that during the last 16 years operating the MBA in China and bringing twice a year executives from Montreal, we have greatly improved the relationship between our two nations, and we have realized real concrete projects. 你们是新的领导人，不要忘记我们。谢谢你们。
Thank you, Professor Bernard. And now, the moment we all have been waiting for, the presentation of certificates. Each graduating student will be invited one by one to report him or herself to the front stage. I'd like to invite UCAM Vice Rector and ESG Dean in order to proceed. Professor Prosper Bernard will present the certificates to the Dean, while CUMT Director of International Affairs, Mr. Wenji Wang, will name each of the graduates.
Okay, Wang Dongsheng, please. Zheng Lina, congratulations. Zhang Liang. Xu Xianchong. Zhao Jun. Zhao Guozhong. Gu Yichu. Zhang Weiling. 张红琴。蔡晶晶。柳叶。李佳。郭文。何雅妮。
你看微信后那种不是送的模样吗？
Oh, wow.
钱云。夏伟刚。
这不好说。
王莹。田永亮。
Oui, oui. Le diplômé.
That's all。恭喜各位。
好，merci。So congratulations to the new graduates, and thank you, Mr. Cote, Palage, Bernard, and Wang. Now it's my pleasure to invite the representative of the graduate, Mr. Wang Dongsheng, who has a few words to say. Thank you.
Thank you, respected compare. So much thanks to all distinguished speakers for your kind blessings. If you want to add me a title to this my speech, I think it should be on the way, on the road. Yes, from Shanghai, Pudong Airport, China, to Toronto, have taken about 20 hours by airplane. Then visited 1,000 islands, Kingston, now in Montreal. We could see the tall and majestic cathedral. Canada has beautiful sceneries and a long history. I feel so honored to attend the graduation ceremony here. 30 years ago, in the fall season, my grandfather sent me to go to school first time in my life. It was raining. On the dirt road, grass shoots sprinkled my bare feet. My memory is still so fresh now. That was China's countryside. No asphalt road, no cement road, no buses, no cars. Even bicycles are rare too. Of course, no haze, no pollution. But in that era, the average one family's contribution to GDP is only several thousand yuan RMB per year. Fortunate, my hard study made me got my wish. I got my bachelor's degree. Depending my professional advantages, I have worked for 15 years in pharmaceutical enterprises, 2 years in the medicine wholesaler company. Now I'm in the medical equipment wholesaler enterprises, engaged in quality management, procurement, purchasing consulting company, including bidding work, to engaged in quality management. Oh yes, I'm sorry. To provide good products for local hospitals, give a benefit to patients indirectly. I feel happy. Knowledge changes the fate. Learning changes life. Today, with the rapid economic development of China, modern residential buildings mushroomed in the countryside. Cars are not affordable anymore. Nearly every family surrounding me enjoys annual income, about several hundred thousand yuan RMB. Cement roads connecting the villages. 300 kilometers an hour high-speed train taking us to travel to almost 80% of Chinese cities. That's Chinese recent 30 years road. Many years of work passed. I felt my knowledge about management requires updated systematically. Finally, I chose the joint MBA program between UGM and CMT in 2014. Today, everyone sitting here is a star. At first, only several biggest, brightest ones. Then, little more from a glory galaxy. That's just the universe of MBA here. Dear Professor Noel Melody is our first Canadian professor we met in the program. I still remember your tea box metaphor. Little space between the tea surface and the lid inside the box to the large space outside the box, just similar to the collective bargaining and attribution rights to a company labor management, which caused us to think about how to deal with the harmonious labor relations. Professor F. Norbert, you should ask an easy-to-understand solution of abstract linear optimization of logistics in an interesting, effective manner. The node, the arc, Dijkstra algorithm, parity method, using Excel solver tool, etc. That's just management science base. Professor André Richelieu, marketing 4P integration projects make us to know how to enter and expand marketing share. In your international marketing, we know how to use successful way in the multinational or global market. Gain our benefit. That's a really powerful tool. Professor Vincent Sabohan's business strategic management led us to know how to do macro micro analysis, make great vision, employment, continuous improve to gain an advantage or exit. Another great tool it is. Corporate social responsibility, CSR's beauty professor Mary-France Tokuto. We understand we should care about not only shareholders but also stakeholders' benefit. Thank you, Professor Michelle Pleasant, for your advanced management. The discussion of transnational cultural conflict management, team building, and leadership ability training. The Canadian political, social, cultural, economic, work situation difference and the challenges this country to meet, especially in Quebec Planard, are also introduced. Moreover, thanks to Mr. Bernard, who created the chance that we have communication with teachers, students, businessmen from Montreal, New York, and other places, that given us a chance to understand each other. Professor Percy Bernard come and go between China and Canada many times for our program. Although he's 75 years old, we are much appreciative with his great contributions on the education and business of the two countries. Your integration project is very nice too. Of course, as a joint program, I have the Chinese teachers, operations management by Professor Zhou Ming, organizational behavior by Long Ruying, accounting by Sun Ziyuan, finance by Tao Anbao, statistics by Chen Chuanbao, simulation by Wang Xinyu, MSI by Wang Jianjun. Forgive me of lack of mastering the information of other teachers in Shanghai, Hangzhou classes, cannot introduce them one by one. What we have learned, making us to think from a new perspective, a systematic way about our business, personal life problem, and solutions. We have benefited a lot from this. Thank you. It's a long history of the exchanges between our China and Canada. Best story is widely known in China because my primary school textbook had one article about this man with his international devotion spirit. Last month, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and President Xi Jinping attended the G20 summit meeting in Hangzhou. As same, building an innovative, invigorated, interconnected, and inclusive world economy. She told the world leaders will be focused on innovating upon growth patterns, improve global economic and financial governance, boosting international trade and investment, and promoting inclusive and connected development. Especially with the development of artificial intelligence, internet industry, Internet Plus is popular in China, biomedical, etc. Opportunities and challenges exist at the same time. As students of our international MBA program, we have good wish in business cooperation between the two countries. 2 years of studying is ending. As classmates, we still remember that we have been discussing as a team together, visiting the factories together, and have fun together. We've formed a lifetime friendship. So here, best wishes to my graduates. Hope all of their dreams come true. I also want to thank all the distinguished guests from the governments and the universities, all the alumni, all the family members, and the friends of our graduates who come to attend this graduation ceremony, and wish everyone healthy and happy forever. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Don Chen. And now I would like to invite the Council for Education of the People's Republic of China, Mrs. Yan Suli, to say a few closing words.
Monsieur Holé Côté, Monsieur Stéphanie Pallage, Monsieur Prosper Bernard, chers étudiants chinois, Mesdames et Messieurs, bonsoir. Bonjour. Je suis très heureuse d'être ici à l'Université du Québec à Montréal, qui jouit d'un grand prestige pour assister à la cérémonie de fin d'études des étudiants chinois du programme MBA. Tout d'abord, permettez-moi de vous exprimer au nom du consulat de Chine à Montréal mes félicitations sincères à cet événement. En même temps, je voudrais aussi présenter mes reconnaissances à l'appui de l'Université du Québec à Montréal, à tous les professeurs et tous les enseignants du programme. 尊敬的高德校长，尊敬的斯蒂芬妮·巴拉院长，尊敬的李新春院长，尊敬的 Prosper Bernard 教授，亲爱的同学们、女士们、先生们，早上好！很高兴来到魁北克大学蒙特利尔分校，出席 MBA 项目中国企业家们的毕业典礼。首先，请允许我代表中国驻蒙特利尔总领事馆，向各位学员顺利完成学业表示衷心的祝贺。那么，向项目的全体老师、全体教授、全体工作人员表示诚挚的感谢。Il y a 10 jours, le Premier ministre chinois Li Keqiang a visité Montréal. C'est la première fois depuis 21 ans que le Premier ministre chinois s'est rendu à Montréal et au Québec. Cela reflète que la partie chinoise attache de l'importance et l'appui à la multiculture québécoise et à la collaboration entre la Chine et le Québec. Pendant sa visite à Montréal, il a rencontré le Premier ministre du Québec, M. Philippe Couillard, et le maire de Montréal, M. Denis Coderre. Durant les rencontres, les deux côtés apprécient les relations amicales entre la Chine et le Québec et souhaitent conjointement élargir davantage entre deux parties des échanges et des collaborations dans le domaine du commerce, de l'investissement et de la culture et de l'enseignement, ainsi que des recherches scientifiques. En février de 2013, Air Canada va ouvrir un vol direct entre Montréal et Shanghai. Cela facilitera beaucoup des allées venues entre la Chine et le Québec. La visite avec succès au Canada du Premier ministre chinois Li Keqiang ouvre la nouvelle période d'or des relations Sino-Canada. Je crois que cela apportera une nouvelle opportunité de collaboration entre l'Université du Québec à Montréal et ses partenariats chinois. Et dans les années qui viennent, de plus en plus des étudiants, des professeurs et des chercheurs chinois vont faire leurs études ici, et de plus en plus des étudiants, des professeurs, des chercheurs québécois vont aller en Chine. 那么10天前，李克强总理访问了蒙特利尔。那么这是中国总理21年来首次访问魁北克和蒙特利尔，体现了中方对魁北克多元文化和中魁合作的重视与支持。李克强总理在蒙特利尔访问期间，分别会见了魁省省长库亚尔和蒙特利尔市长科德尔。在会见中，双方高度赞赏中魁友好合作关系，并希望不断扩大双方在经贸、投资、文化、教育、科研等各领域的交流与合作。明年2月即将开通的蒙特利尔至上海的直航航线，将为此提供更多的便利。那么，李克强总理成功访问加拿大，开启了中加关系的新时代。我相信，也为魁北克大学蒙特利尔分校与中国的合作开创了新的契机。 那么在来年，我相信会有越来越多的中国学生、学者，那么来到魁北克学习，也有越来越多的魁北克的学生、老师和科学家到中国学习和交流。Pour terminer, il tient à vous féliciter encore une fois pour la fin d'études d'étudiants chinois. Et je souhaite que le programme se développe rigoureusement pour tous les finissants. La fin d'études, c'est un point final et aussi un nouveau départ. J'espère qu'avec de nouvelles expériences obtenues ici, vous pouvez innover sans relâche la gestion de vos entreprises. Et beaucoup de succès pour vous。最后，我再次祝贺来自中国的各位学员顺利完成学业，也期待魁大针对中国企业家的 MBA 项目越来越红火。那么对大家来说，那么毕业既是一个终点，也是一个新的起点。希望各位学员能以此次学习为契机，把你们在这里学到的先进的知识与你们的工作实际相结合，在你们的企业管理中不断探索和创新，不断取得新的业绩和成就，同时也为中加中魁友好做出新的努力。祝大家在蒙特利尔期间开心愉快，返程平安顺利。任务和 Mixi， 谢谢大家。
Madame Yan Souli, merci beaucoup. Dear guests, we are now reaching the end of this ceremony. I want to thank all of you, all the officials for coming to this ceremony. I want to wish all the graduates a successful career, and for now, I wish you a pleasant stay in Quebec and Montreal. And before declaring this 2016 convocation ceremony officially closed, it's our pleasure to offer all of the graduates and guests a musical performance worthy of this exceptional day, interpreted by Mrs. Joliane Lemay. Thank you and enjoy the celebrations.
Gens du pays, c'est votre tour de vous laisser parler d'amour. Gens du pays, c'est votre tour de vous laisser parler d'amour. Le temps de s'aimer, le jour de le dire, font comme la neige au doigt du printemps. Fait-on de nos joies, fait-on de nos rires, ces yeux où nos regards se mirent. C'est demain que j'avais 20 ans. Gens du pays, c'est votre tour de vous laisser parler d'amour. Gens du pays, c'est votre tour de vous laisser parler d'amour. Le ruisseau des jours aujourd'hui s'arrête et forme un étang où chacun peut voir comme en un miroir l'amour qu'il reflète pour ces cours à qui je souhaite le temps de vivre nos espoirs. Gens du pays, c'est votre tour de vous laisser parler d'amour. Gens du pays, c'est votre tour de vous laisser parler d'amour. Gens du pays, c'est votre tour de vous laisser parler d'amour. Gens du pays, c'est votre tour de vous laisser parler d'amour. Merci.
Sure, sure.
好，各位学员，我们和老师啊什么一起合个影吧，好不好？